I've been getting so many questions about the leaf, just people not really feeling like they understand how to use it. And so I came in early and I wanted to do a quick demo because I really do feel like this is one of the best devices on the market and has taken my treatments to the next level. This device has 3 modalities: microchanneling via plasma, electroporation, and then microcurrent. So plasma is the first setting. This is always going to be done on clean, dry skin, and you do not want to do this as a first step before doing a chemical peel or an enzyme because you could burn your client. So just know that if you want to add any sort of exfoliation, you would actually do it before you create the microchannels. So you would do the enzyme and then you would go in with plasma. I personally don't do both within a treatment, and that's just personal preference and my philosophy on skin. But this setting is going to create those microchannels. You can do a tapping motion like this. You can also do a gliding motion like this. Sometimes if the client's skin is a little bit damp, it can make the device kind of drag on the skin. So it has to be completely dry before you use this setting. If the skin still feels a little bit damp, you can always do this tapping motion as well. And so I generally use this setting for 5 to 7 minutes, just depending. Now, you'll also notice that you can change the intensity. So you have level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 3, definitely a lot of clients can feel that little zapping sensation. It's not horrible, it's just a little bit stronger. You'll also notice as you continue to use this setting, the sensation kind of grows, and you can almost smell it a little bit. There are areas that are more sensitive, like above the lip, but this is a setting that you will use to help product absorb better. And so I recommend using this setting when you are really wanting to drive ingredients into the skin. So when I say ingredients, I mean peptides. If you're using the Vtox by KRX, I love using the plasma setting first. This is just going to let those products just kind of seep into all of those little microchannels that you have created. So remember, it's always done on clean, dry skin. I do not combine this with any sort of enzyme or chemical peel, and I usually use it for about 5 to 7 minutes. The second modality is electroporation. There are also 3 levels of that, and this is going to help push any sort of ingredients through those microchannels that you've created. My favorite way to use electroporation is actually over a sheet mask. It's just a nice glide and it pushes all of those amazing ingredients into the skin. And you can also use it over ampules or serums. I do find, however, that it is a little bit more difficult to maintain that glide. So if you want to do that, I would work in quadrants and apply a serum and then just go over just like that. This setting is generally done in the middle of a facial or even at the end. Just the important thing to know is you're using over top of some sort of product to help drive it through those microchannels that you've created. I always tend to use it more towards the end of my facials. The third setting is microcurrent. You can also change the settings just like you can with each of the other modalities. This you have to use with some sort of conductor. So you could remove the sheet mask after performing electroporation and then use the rest of that essence as a conductor. If the skin starts to dry out, I will just kind of tap the skin with the sheet mask to rehydrate. You can use this over top of the KRX Custom Med base gels. You can really use it with any sort of conductor. It doesn't really matter what brand it is. And then the important thing to know is you're always going to work in an upward motion, just like this. Your clients will feel some twitching, especially depending on what setting you have it on. I have it on 3 right now, but I don't have a conductor on my face, so as you can see, it's not working. And so you just have to make sure that you have something on the skin. If the skin starts to get a little dry, you can add more to it. Also, it's important, well, I think it's important, when you first get your leaf device, she actually will talk to you.
Level 2.
Just like that.
Level 1.
Which I find is a little annoying, especially if you're like around your client's ears. They don't want to listen to that as you kind of go through each setting. So if you hold this bottom button, she will actually stop talking to you. If you're somebody who wants to know how long you should be performing each modality, you can just kind of keep an eye on the time. But I just have it turned off. I feel like it's a lot more pleasant for myself and for the client. To turn it on and off, you just hit the top button. This device is really easy to use once you get the hang of it. And there's so many ways you can incorporate it into a facial, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much.